Welcome back to Ozarks Live. We're going to head over to Thomas Hollow, Missouri to take a look at a beautiful gardenia flower farm with Jamie Johansson. Then after that, Jamie's going to join us here in the studio for a little quiz, so make sure to pay attention to see if you can answer her questions too. Let's take a look.
It's time to find those Missouri maps. Find McDonald County, then Rocky Comfort, and finally Thomas Hollow, Missouri. We're here at Gardenia Farms to learn the art of growing specialty cut flowers. Liz, take me back to the very beginning. Did you always know that you were going to be a flower farmer?
I did not. I did not always know it. I became interested in this about 2013. I did a lot of research, and I liked the idea of the seasonality, the structure of everything, and so I loved being outdoors. I love flowers. But I definitely went into it wanting to create a business, and so I started studying with other flower farmers. The spring of 2015 was the first time that we attempted this, and we had 3 small rows of flowers. We didn't sell anything the first year, just attempted growing.
Well, you truly have expanded to a full-time business, and let's take us through that process. You know, you started out with a few rows. What were you growing then, and then how did you decide how to and what to expand on, and what varieties you're offering today?
Okay, so we sell mainly to florists, and so I did a lot of research on what are the best cut varieties, also what colors are the most popular in like the wedding industry. As far as the types of flowers that we have, we plant 3 different types. One are one-hit wonders, which are our sunflowers, so we plant 1,000 sunflowers a week. Then there are medium producers, things like celosia. A lot of the flowers that are out here are medium producers. That means you can expect to get a certain amount of bouquets, but we want to succession plant those so that we get at least 2 successions in throughout the season. And then our most popular are the cut and come again flowers, which is what I would recommend for a backyard cutting garden. Those are your zinnias, your cosmos, this Gomphrena. I'll show you guys later, and we'll show you how to cut those and when is the correct time to harvest them.
So let's step a little closer to these flowers and give us some tips when it comes to a backyard flower garden and the best varieties, how we should be cutting, and when we should be.
Okay. Okay, so I was talking earlier about our cut and come agains, which is what I would recommend for a backyard cutting garden.
A fun term I'm learning. I'm going to have to take it home and use it.
Yes, which actually means you cut the flower and then you have additional stems. Here's 3 additional stems that are just waiting to go to bloom.
I have grown mini zinnias over the years and never would have called them that, so I'm learning something new.
Yeah, so here's a little trick. If you just pinch down about 8 inches down the stem of the flower and shake it, then you can see this is sturdy, this is ready to be cut. So you'd want to cut above the set of leaves right here so that you're keeping these 3 next stems, okay? Now this one, whenever you shake it, you can see the neck is really loose, so I would not harvest that. I would move on to the next one. So this one looks ready to harvest. Take that.
So it's not necessarily the thickness of the stem, it's
the neck. It's the strength of the neck. And this is just with zinnias. Most other flowers, once they're open to this size, they're ready to harvest. Back here, this is another branching flower called Gomphrena, and it comes in bright red, white, and this dark purple. Yeah, so this is Rudbeckia. This is something that I would recommend for a backyard cutting garden. It is a perennial plant, which means it will come back every year.
Love perennials.
It's drought resistant, and it's a cut and come again, so you cut it and it's going to keep producing. We have 4 varieties. These are called Denver Daisy. We have a lime green scented one called Prairie Sun. And then the darker bronze ones are like an autumn beauty, and we'll have more of those coming on in the fall. This is the red Gomphrena I was telling you about. That's the strawberry fields. And so this is another great cut and come again. This is also a really good dried flower. So I tried planting some of the flowers together that we could use in like our winter wreath arrangements and things like that. So we're hoping to have a wreath workshop available this year.
Well, you know, when we were talking before, you talked about this was land that your husband grew up on.
Yes.
You know, and his family's right here, his siblings are around, and you're raising your family here. What does that mean to be here in the Ozarks and to run your own business and work from home and have your kids running around with you every day?
Well, you know how that is.
Yeah, I do.
All working women know how that is.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. It's a beautiful place to be. It's a beautiful place to have a home and to have, you know, a business. And it's wonderful to have 3 generations here. And also then the kids get to be, you know, so they get to see their grandparents. Their cousins are right down the road. They have, my husband's 2 brothers are all within 5 miles. And so we get to have like big, you know, farm to table family dinners, and it's great.